All right, this is introduction to the machine sheave for the X2, X4. Interesting enough, I did a whole video without the mic on, so I get to redo it. This will probably be shorter and better anyway. All right, so basically what we're doing with a machine sheave is we're affecting belt travel. So I always say, what is it and why do I want it? The why is lower lows, higher highs, lower cruising RPM, and you get to go greaseless. That's been the same for our stuff since about 2008. The X2, X4 just posed an extreme challenge for us because the sheave structure and especially the cam plate is just made differently, and it gave us limitations, and we just could not do what we did. And that's what I tried to do, just do what we always did, and it just didn't work out, and it's just been a mess. And I apologize for it taking so long, between us being so stinking busy here, and these problems incurred that we just had never incurred before. It took us forever, but we're finally done. All right, so what do I mean by manipulation of the belt? Well, I'm gonna take a stock sheave here and kind of give you a visual on it. All right, if you will look at this shiny portion, or you can see this little mark from my finger down. The belt does not travel here in low ratio or start off. And then at high speed, you can see that little black mark right there. So the belt is stopping about out here. So that is a belt travel from here to here. And if we want to improve something, we want it going further in and further out, okay? The trick to going further in and further out is what we always said, max safe to max safe. Is if you go too far this way, you can run into problems, and if when you overdrive it and you run it up out of the sheave, you can run into another problem. Okay, so quickly I'll show you. This is the sheave, and this comes way on down to here, and then all the way out to the outside edge. So we have manipulated our belt to start off in a lower position and come to a higher position. Lower lows, higher highs, and this creates us lower cruising RPM. Okay, just for a little stats, this vehicle started off at 50 miles an hour. We put the Weller Racing ECU flash in it, which is today's date, which is June the 11th of 2019. I think that's the only option. Good option. Kyle's a great guy to work with. The point is, if you want to go past 50, that's your only option. This machine in stock form, stock tires, ran 56 miles an hour, and off the top of my head, it was either 8,600 or 8,900 RPM, which is screaming 56, and that's all she'd do. All right, so enter in the sheave. The final piece with 28-inch tires ended up around 62 miles an hour and 83.50, if I recall right, on RPM. At the same 56 with it in there, between the sheave and the tires, we dropped RPM at 56 down around 77, 7,800 RPM. So a significant drop in RPM. So that means while you're cruising, you ain't got to listen to all that. Plus, you don't feel like you're just putting such a strain on the engine. Okay, so that's basically what the sheave is. We're just manipulating the belt. Just a quickie on this is we had to leave the lip, or some of the lip steel. Our other sheaves, we take it off. But this one, just the characteristics, the way it operates, it runs into the fixed sheave so hard at a low speed that if we took it off, then here would touch this lip and it scars it up, okay? So what we did is I left just enough lip on there to get them closer at top speed, but right down in the bottom, and you probably won't be able to tell it till you buy one, is there the two angled portions or belt portions are almost touching each other, but they're not. That right there is still bottoming out right here. So that is the maximum amount of belt travel that we could achieve top end. Now, on that note, is inside your secondary clutch in the center, there's some rivets. So if you over travel it too far, and some people would just to make a video to get top speed, then that belt would ride down the V portion of that secondary, and there's these rivets in there, and it'll hit them, and that won't work. So it's a temporary deal to go fast, but reliability wise, you just can't do that very long, and we're not going to sell anything that's not reliable. One great thing about this clutch system is they finally gave us some room around the belt, and so we're at today's date, things may change, we're not planning on having a tire limitation, but that tire limitation is still this. These things come with 26s on them, I guess. It's never a good idea to go over, in my opinion, about 2 more inches than whatever vehicle you have than stock, because you start changing gear ratios so bad that really gearing is the answer and not clutch. You know, it's just like a truck, I guess, half-ton truck. If you went and put 35s on it, your tow haul mode button that changes your shift characteristics is not good enough. It helps, but it ain't good enough as changing gear. So there is a point of diminishing returns. I personally think that size is 28 inches. I always like to say, you let your conscience be your guide on that and accept what comes with it. Okay, so we're not going to talk about weights today, or springs or shims or anything. Applications will be on tech articles, because that can change real easy, videos can't. But there aren't any shims with this. Please don't add them, don't modify anything in our clutch from what we send you, because here's the biggie. All right, so I put a lot of this white lube that we use on here so I could get witness marks, and this was our trouble, is we can get real close in, and I may zoom in on the software, but this weight at top speed runs out here. All right, so we was running past it, and this edge right here is super sharp. In our install video, we're actually going to have you take that little edge off, but we're super close to that edge, and that was our limitation on the top end. We actually got a little faster than we did, but it was cutting weights. So when it would, you know, run out there at top speed, that roller gets out there on the outside edge, and then when you let off of it, I don't have one handy. We'll use, yes I do. So that, you know, as you're speeding up, this roller gets out there, and so we was machining too much material, and right here on this sharp edge, it was going too far, and then it would, all right, so just cut it when you let off the gas. All right, so now we're coming up and stopping, and then it just goes back down. So that's part of max safe to max safe. All right, so hopefully I've covered the aspects of what a machine sheave is, what we're doing, why we're doing it. I'll watch my own video, see if I missed anything, and may put it right in a tech article, but this is basically just an introduction of it. We'll have an install video on another video. If you got any questions on this, shoot me an email, todd@hunterworks.com. I won't lie, getting through on the phone to us anymore is just about futile, or whatever how you pronounce that. I don't even care anymore. They're just that busy. We've just about doubled in sales this year over last year, so it's just tough. We appreciate that, by the way. So, got any questions? Shoot me an email, todd@hunterworks.com, and I thank you for your patience waiting so long for this. And these will be on the website. I shouldn't say the date, because this video may be watched 2 years from now. So it'll be on there in the next couple of days if you're one of the first people watching the video. Thank you so much.